Hi guys, once again, this is the SCRABBLEMAN. We're going to discuss an expert level game that I played a couple of days ago on ISC against a player named Mbala. I have mistyped his name on screen, it should be an L instead of a K, apologies. I played this game against him and I won the game, but there were very interesting scenarios there to discuss, especially at the end of the game, with the end game, alright? So let's get right into it. I start the game and this is my rack first up, alright? So as most of you would have spotted this straight away, CWM stands out as a move, but at which position would you have played it? Now I chose to play it this way because I am in possession of the S. So since I'm in possession of the S, I would like to pluralize it the following turn. And there's very good bonus synergy as well with the letters that I leave myself with when I played CWM. I did think of playing a fire word something like climb or melik, but the bonus synergy is just too big with LIES. And the points that I'm missing out on instead of playing climb is just 4 points. So definitely CWM does better. Alright, and I played it this way so that in case if there's a bonus or even if I just wanted to score well, there's an opportunity for me to play a word to the double word square. Alright, and this is Mbala's rack. Yeah, as you can see, he has 2 bonuses, but none of them fit. So what he's chosen to do is to throw away the 2 unlikely tiles that are not going to help him with the bonus, which is the O and the W. And he's also very interestingly created an opening for himself because you can obviously place an N after M or W. So it's very smart of him because most likely his bonus is going to end with the 3 letters ING. So that hooks perfectly with Moan and potentially could be a 4-timer, a double-double. So very well played there by Mbala. And these are my letters, very frustrating rack. I picked up the J. If I picked up another letter instead of the J, I most likely would have ended up with a bonus. So it's a very awkward decision here, very awkward rack as well for me to make. Obviously there's Jins for me with CWMS, and there's also Jins for me with MOWN, Moan. But the problem with playing, now I'm quite mindful of the fact I don't know what letters he has. You know, I know he probably has bonus friendly letters by the way he played OW, so I don't know his other tiles. That was during the game, now I know, but during the game I didn't know what tiles he held on to. So I want to play Jins this way just in case he has good plays after the MOW. He could hook onto the MOW and potentially play his bonus. So by playing Jins this way, I take out his bonus position, the opening there for his bonus. But the only danger with playing Jins this way is that I'm giving him access to the triple word square. So he could play a fire word starting with the J that ends up on the triple word square. Now I didn't want to do that. So I'm aware of the fact that he may score a bonus, then I could block him. But I'm also aware of the fact that I don't want to give him an easy 45 points. So that's more likely to happen than the bonus. So I thought I'll play Jins this way. I didn't worry too much about the triple letters square because if he had an X or the Q, he'll only get it. It'll only work for him once, so 31 points of 25 points. So yeah, I was a bit frustrated with this because I myself, I was very close to a bonus. I did think of changing the JP, but no, that's a very poor decision, especially when you have 33 points on offer. So yeah, so I thought I'll do that, yeah, during the game. And Mbala had a very frustrating pick. Okay, so he picked up the Q and the X. Oh my gosh, what are the chances of him picking up the Q and the X? Alright, so that's the best move for him to play QI because the Q is less helpful than the X and it scores more. So play the QI. He's probably not going to play a bonus next move, but he's still going to score well because now he has the DJINS hook as well with JINS, so watch out. Alright, another frustrating rack for me. 3 Ls, can you believe that? I don't have a decent move here. I think the best I could do is play Jill. That's the highest scoring move. There's nothing else I could do. So I thought, no, I don't want to play Jill. I want to change all my tiles, not for the hangout of the E as well. I don't have an S or even an ER. I'm going to change all the letters and hope to pick up the blanks or any other power tile. So I changed all the letters. Alright, now this is what Mbala has. Very interesting rack. Okay, so he's very near a bonus. Unfortunately he doesn't have one, so he has the option of playing index, which he eventually did, or he could just play DEX because TING is a very high bonus probability combination. 4 letter words, those 4 letters make lots of bonuses with 3 other letters, okay, if you combine with 3 other letters unseen. And also he has that nice opening MOWN still available for him in case he does pick up a bonus, for that bonus to be played on the board. But yeah, I might have actually played Dex, okay? But he probably thought in terms of tile turnover and score and played Index, alright? So fair play to him. Not much to choose between the 2 moves. I mean, the computer thinks Dex is better. but not much to choose between the two moves. I might have played Dex. All right. So like I said to you, when you throw away all your letters, you can refresh your rack, and voila, I ended up with a bonus. No blanks or S's, but I straight away saw airfare. For a moment, I thought, oh my gosh, I was eyeing up that 4-timer. I thought surely MOWR is a word, but it isn't. It's BOWR and MAWR. So I was so tempted to try, but I said, no, I'm not sure of that at all. So I don't want to miss a turn. I played airfare. That's the best move suggested by the computer as well. Right. Now my opponent has a very interesting rack. Okay, there are no bonuses here. If there was an I, he could have played gigatons, but he chose to play Nog, which I think the computer also suggested was the best move. He could have also played Ox Gang, which I didn't know, but that's there also as an option. So both scored 32 points. AST is a slightly better lead in terms of bonuses, okay? But it's definitely better to play Ox Gang in terms of being more defensive, because you're not opening up the triple word square column. But he chose to play Nog, so fair play to him. All right, and while all of that is happening, I picked up these letters and I straight away saw the bonus Helotage. I'm not too sure how you pronounce that, but I'd like to make another point as well. I made a note of this because, yes, while your opponent is thinking about their move, and it's no guarantee that the floating A will be available to you, because that's the most likely place for your opponent to play something. So, because the A is next to triple word square, if you had a Z or if you had a high scoring consonant. So I'm always thinking of plan B. I know I'm most likely going to play Helotage the subsequent turn, but I don't want to be caught out at the last moment by my opponent playing something, and that location may have my 8-letter word, and then I have to start the process all over again, my thinking process all over again, and I have to deal with the disappointment of me not being able to play the 8-letter word. So why deal with all of that? Have your plan B, plan C already prepared before that unfortunate event takes place, in case you lose your spot for your 8-letter word. So I was thinking of words like Goeth, Goeth, or even, I did not see this. I was thinking of playing words to that G. That apparently there's a word called Hoggett. I did not know it. So yeah, that's one good practice for you to get into, where you think of plan B, plan C. You may have your bonus through a floating letter on the board, but that's no guarantee that that floater is going to be blocked or is still going to be available for you. All right, so there's no guarantee of that availability of the floater. So think of plan B, plan C instead of starting your mental process or anew when that floater is taken up. Okay, unfortunately, right? So I was able to play the bonus, and these are my opponent's letters. So it's a very awkward rack for him, because he has bonus friendly letters, plus he also has to block the triple word square opening. There are some scoring opportunities as well. So let's just look at the static evaluation that Crackle has done. So there's over for him, but there's a bad leave. Bravos is there as well as an option, but he has to forgo all of his bonus friendly tiles and also open up the triple word square. There's Bravos there as well. So very tricky decision. I don't know what I would have done in this place if I had this rack. So he opted to play Bogart, or however you pronounce that. So that's what he chose to do. I'm not too sure what I would have done there. Really tricky rack there, because he's behind by 80 points, so he has to think of playing a bonus, but also he has to maintain score. So very difficult choices for him. All right, so instead he chose to play Bogart. All right, so let's look at our next rack. All right, now here again I had a very interesting rack. So before he played Bogart, with the letters that I have on my rack, I straight away saw the option of playing Ugia. I don't know how you pronounce that, because it's apparently a currency of some African currency of Mauritius, and I saw both variants of Ugia. I might have actually gone with the one with the extra U, because there's not much you can do by placing that S there. You know, it's only a 3-letter word that can come down. So I actually didn't mind playing this variety of Ugia than the other one, which is more secure, but I hang on to 2 vowels. So I eyed that up straight away. I saw that as my best move, but unfortunately he ended up playing Bogart, so I don't have that option available for me now. So here again, the 2 blanks are unseen, so I made some notes. So 2 blanks are unseen. All my other alternative moves, they aren't that viable, you know, because there's the all famous 6-letter word that has all the vowels, U-O-U-A-E. Yep, I saw that, but I'm opening up the triple at a very vulnerable position. You know, he might even score a triple, because there are 2 blanks unseen, so no way I'm going to do that. I also saw E-U-Y for slightly better score, but my leave is not that great. A-U-Y, I'm not going to open up the triple with 2 blanks unseen, score 14 points, and hang on to a bad lead. So I thought, just change everything again. I mean, I know I've changed twice now in 4 moves, but the situation demands it that I change, especially with the fact the 2 blanks unseen and all my other options are suboptimal. All right, so it's a fairly straightforward move for my opponent. Proven, that's fairly straightforward for him. You know, nothing much to think about there. So he's only 20 points behind by playing proven. All right, so this is my next rack. So it looks very ominous in terms of bonus. Still 5 hours to deal with. There is this word which I didn't spot, but I don't know whether I would have still played it if I had seen it. I mean, I know this word, but I just didn't bother thinking too far ahead because I straight away was trying to preserve my SIDE or SADE or even ASIDE bonus synergic combination. So I knew I had to get rid of the 2 O's. So I straight away, very quickly, I didn't even take 3 seconds. I played woof there for a fair few points. That's 22 points of woof. So I saw that straight away. So these are the 2 best moves, even supported by the Crackle program. So it probably thinks Weedle is better, but I don't know whether I would have done that because there are 2 blanks unseen. I'm giving him easy floaters, and I'm losing my nice bonus synergy. Okay, now obviously I want to pick up those blanks myself, but I'm already having a fairly good synergy for bonuses with the leave that I have with ADEIS. So I don't necessarily need to throw away my bonus synergy tiles in order to pick up the blanks. Okay, so I thought this was a fair compromise. I would have still ended up playing Woof instead of Uidal. All right. And well, my opponent played a bonus. He didn't play a bonus with the blank, so it was very interesting. So he played B-Slave. He took an awful lot of time to play this word and created some doubts in my mind as well because I was very sure of B-Slaver. So I challenged it and I lost 5 points. I think the reason probably he took some time is he should have played B-Slave here, but he probably chickened out of playing the airfare's hook, the S hook with the airfare. So I lost 5 points, but never mind. I picked up very good letters the subsequent turn. I didn't pick up any blanks, so I saw near side straight away. So I played near side. I also saw the words you could play here next to B-Slave, Riddies and Dearies, but I'm not blocking his this triple word square that's now exposed in any significant way. I mean, the only thing that I'm doing here is actually I'm creating a more deadly opening for him to play a double 9-timer, double triple, because the 2 blanks aren't seen, so I don't want to do that. I'm actually opening up more with this. So I played near side. Alright, and these are my opponent's letters. So he played a very nice move there. So he played Keenaf. So we're on turn 8. Yeah, so he played Keenaf, which is very good because you want to try and make it a bit more difficult for me to play any words through that triple word square column. He also had Funked. But I think I myself, if I had this deck, I would have played Keenaf because I want to make it difficult there in that little region with the triple word square, and also take out the potential 7-letter word opening. Alright, so that's a good move. Now this is a very frustrating rack. I was really panicking at this moment because, as you can see, 29 tiles unseen. I don't have any of the blanks. So I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is not going in the right direction. Plus I picked up an awkward rack, 2 U's as well. No obvious scoring opportunity. So my main objective is to play as many tiles as I possibly could because I want to pick up those blanks. I don't know where they are. Maybe it's with my opponent. Maybe it's still in the bag. So I want to play as many tiles as I possibly could. I did see Outing, but I just thought Outing was too open for my liking. I'm giving away too many floaters and I'm giving that O as well. So I thought to myself, I'll make a compromise. I'll play 4 letters instead of 5 and score reasonably well as well. So I was really hoping I'll pick up a blank even with my 4 tiles that I'm throwing away to pick up 4 new tiles. So I was really nervous at that point. I didn't know where this game was going. My opponent luckily doesn't have any of those blanks. So he played Apical, but apparently there's a word called Porcel or Porcal, which is definitely better. Throwing away that U is better than hanging on to that U. So, but 39 is still pretty good. Apparently this is also an option. I don't know whether I would have spotted that. I probably would have spotted Apical, but this is also an option. I think playing Porcel is better than playing Paisa for 9 points extra because you hang on to that S. IS as well is a better leave than CU. Alright, now this is my rack. Just let me look at my notes. What have I got to say? Yeah, at this particular moment in time, I was pretty glad that I picked up the blank, and I thought to myself, I'm surely missing out on a bonus here. But I was proven correct. There are no bonuses here that I could have played on the board. I didn't spot the only 7-letter word here, which is Mudword. I did see Outdream, but it doesn't fit with that loose A, with that floating A. I was racking my brains thinking surely there must be a bonus with that P, with that I, with that C, but apparently not. There are no bonuses there with any of those letters. I knew some of the bonuses with the E, like mounted and odometer or odometer, but I was pretty sure there was nothing else ending with that E, neither ending with that D. So I was actually proven correct. There are no bonuses with that rack. So that there's mud word, but can't be played. So this is in fact the best move, and that's exactly what I did. Now this is what my opponent did. He picked up the blank and he scored a bonus and he motored ahead now. So he's ahead by 60 points. Okay, now at this point, this is the moment of the game, I would say. All right, this is the move that I spent the most amount of time on. All right, so I'm behind by 59 points. I picked up these lovely letters. All right, now I did see reprise. I was about 70% sure of it, but if that was the only option, I would have gone for reprise. I was only about 60-70% sure of it. But I did see reprise as an option, so I do have my bonus there that which can be played. But the only danger with reprise is now I'm having one eye on my unseen tile, 9 unseen tiles, so there's a Y or an H that could be placed above that E of reprised on that double letter square, and then he's going to score a bunch of points, probably in the region of 45 to 50 points with that Y or that H. Now that's not going to work in my favor because I go ahead by 70. Well, I play reprise for 70 odd points. I go ahead by maybe 10 points, and he's going to score about 45 points, and that way the lead is now 20 points, and chances are he's going to end up winning. It's going to be too difficult for me to catch up with the 2 letters that I'm going to pick up from the bag. Okay, so this is probably not a good option. Okay, I did also see Zeddy and Zeddy as an option as well. Now that scores 64 points. So that scores 64 points. So let me summarize the moves that we can discuss here. So there's Zeddy as an option, just Zeddy by itself. There's ZE as well. Sorry, I'm still using the older dictionary, that's why it's fussing about. So there's ZE as an option. There's also REZ as an option as well. Okay, now these are the 4 moves that I think are the best moves, from which you have to pick one. That'll give you the best chance of winning the game. So as I mentioned to you, I did see reprise and I did see ZE for 64. Okay, I'm going to explain to you my thinking process. Okay, I play ZE, I empty the bag. There's little to no chance of me hoping to pick up 2 letters that's going to help me score a bonus. And even if I did potentially pick up letters that's going to help me score a bonus, my opponent is going to block it because he'll straight away know what my bonus is going to be. Okay, and it's very unlikely I'm going to have a bonus that's going to fit through both these floating letters, this A and this E. No way, because I'm going to end up with having the 2 R's. I'm going to end up with 2 R's. No way. So I am designed to the fact that if I play ZE, I won't score a bonus and I have to finish ahead of him. That too is very unlikely, because if I play ZE, I'm almost level on score. I'll be ahead by 5 points. He has the liberty of planning out his 2 moves. Okay, because the chances are I am not going to outscore him. Even if I have the 2 letters that's going to help me finish the game, I'm not going to outscore him, because he's going to play his he's bound to have his Y or the H, and it's a nice location already set up for him here with HER or YAR. So my chances of winning is very little, even though I have 64 points in my grasp. So I thought to myself, what else could I do? Now I started giving ZA lots of consideration. Yep, I'll still be behind by 80 odd points. No, about let's see, 92, about 28 points. So there's no hope of me outscoring him. I have to hope that I'll pick up the right letters to play my bonus. Okay, but here again I'm hanging on to 2 R's, and by the looks of it, chances are I'm going to end up playing a bonus to this A or this P. I'm not feeling that confident of playing a bonus that ends with the E or the D, because I'm already in possession of another D, and there aren't many words that would end up with the E with that particular combinations of D, E, I, R, R and a blank. Neither am I that confident of playing a bonus through this hooking onto this T, because it has to start with a blank, or better yet, I have to make the blank an S to start my bonus. But my only consolation, the only thing that allowed me to feel confident about the ZA is that my opponent doesn't know the fact that I have 2 R's. He may be under the impression I have a better leave than the 2 R's. He may not think that I have the 2 R's. So as far as he's concerned, he has some tiles that he that's unseen for him, but he doesn't know specifically which 7 tiles I'm holding on to. He knows from his perspective as well there are 9 tiles unseen, but he doesn't know specifically which 7 tiles I'm holding on to. So when he sees me playing ZA, he probably thinks I'm holding on to the best possible 6-letter combination for a bonus that could yield me a bonus through this A, through this P, or through this E, or even through this D, or even through this T to make a 7-letter word. So I had to play on his doubts now, okay? And I'm veering more towards ZA than with ZE, which would bring me level on score. It'll give me a temporary feeling of euphoria, but no. Looking ahead, he's probably going to finish ahead of me and outscore me. Whereas with this, if I score a bonus, definitely on the subsequent turn, I win. No questions asked. There's no other possibility for him to outscore me, okay, given the way the board's set up, all right? And I did see this as well. This in fact would give me the, as far as I'm concerned, best possible chance of playing a bonus, okay? But there is no guarantee I'll end up with the 2 letters that will allow me to play the bonus all around the board, because there are 3 possible locations: the floating A, or to play a 7-letter word that hooks onto this T, or play a 7-letter 8-letter word that ends up with the E. Very unlikely to end up with the D. So I'm looking at 3 possible locations, but I'll probably end up with the 2 letters that will give me the best possible chance of playing a bonus in multiple locations, okay? But the thing is this: I just don't like to give my opponent a free hand. Okay, this is what I mean by saying that. You know, my opponent would know exactly the letters I would have. So the chances of me picking up the right letters that would fit on all those different places, on all of those 3 places, or at least 2 of them, it's going to be unlikely. I would have to pick up something like the T and the L, or the U and the T, for me to avail myself of all of those options, okay? Now that too is unlikely. I'm pretty sure of ending up with a rack that has a bonus in it, but whether that bonus could be played on multiple locations, I'm not too sure. If I'm only stuck to one specific location, my opponent will know where to block, okay? And game over for me, because I have to score a bonus if I'm playing a word for 24 points. It's only the bonus that can win me the game. Reprise, I've already explained to you why I wouldn't play that. So I thought to myself, ZA is probably my best chance of winning, and in fact the computer concurred. When I ran a sim on these 4 options, ZA ended up with the highest chance of me winning the game, almost 77%. So I was pretty pleased with that. And the second best move was in fact Res, if I'm not mistaken, and then it was ZE. And Reprise, in fact, very surprisingly, the highest scoring move had a very score win percentage, close to 0, I think. It's very surprising. So it's a good lesson for you to learn, okay? Plan ahead. Don't just jump ahead and play your the highest scoring move that you see. Don't think, oh, that's the only chance of winning. In fact, that had a close to 0% chance of winning, because your opponent is definitely going to play a big score here, big word here, connecting that double letter square and the triple word square, all right? So that was a very interesting end game. And then so I played ZA, and my opponent, this is my opponent's rack. This is, well, let me type it in. This is what my opponent had. So according to the computer, what my opponent should have done was block the P and the A, the floating P and the E. That's his best chance of winning, okay? So he has a 50% chance of winning if he blocks the P or the A. Unfortunately, he thought this is a more ominous location, because he's probably thought I can take 3 locations here. The 7-letter option with the T, or a bonus ending with the E or the D. I want to take out all of those options, so he ended up playing HIYA. And I didn't pick up the T, I picked up the L. All right, and yeah, there are 3 bonuses available there. I was 100% sure of one of them, Draw Clear, which I was very sure of. I was 70% sure of Dark Clear, and Pre-Drill I didn't spot that at all. Okay, but Pre-Drill is the best move there. But if I play a bonus, I win. So I just told myself I'm going to go for the safest option. I played Draw Clear, and I ended up winning the game. So that was a very interesting game for me. I was very pleased with this particular move there, move number 11. So I hope you learned something from this game and the discussions that we've had here. Alright, you can make your comments as well, and please subscribe to my channel and visit my website as well, SCRABBLEMAN.com. I hope you learn a thing or two, and I'll see you again in the Scrabble sphere one of these days. Happy Scrabbling, take care, bye bye.